तू चलता चल तू चलता चल तू चलता चल
Hi, ma'am. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Suraj. Looking good.
Yes, sir.
It will be good, to share some different kind of experiences and how things have worked out.
Sure, sir.
So
Sure, sir.
today we have with us Suraj Shah. He is a scientific writer, PhD scholar, and he is working in IIT Madras in computational biology. We'll listen to him. And first of all, Suraj, welcome to NFA. Please tell us, how did your SSB journey start? First of all, what motivated you in this line when you were already into scientific world doing in pharmaceutical thing?
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the introduction. So, hello, everyone. Yeah, I was also one of the aspirant, but now I have exhausted my attempts. So later I moved on with my career, what I was doing. So my SSB journey started in 2014. When I was in 12th, I was getting call letter from the 10 plus 2 BTech entry. So that time I didn't knew what is all about. I simply filled the form as my friends were filling up that time. So I got a call letter from NSB Coimbatore. I remember clearly. So first time, yeah. So there I went and screened. I was screened in. Okay, after all the process, however the instructor had explained. That time no coaching something. So I get in. 21 students got in, and later after completing that conference, what you can say, at the end day, four were selected, and I was not selected that time. But what stays, all the process I won't be repeating because every one of us is in that process. So what clicked me that time, ki I have to be more proactive in many things, personal aspects and many other areas. So after that, as I was a 12th class kid, then I joined my college for my Bachelor of Pharmacy. So I slowly started taking up the various roles, working as the class representative. Then I took up the roles in the technical fest as there are various technical events happen where we have to go into the stage and we have to speak about the topics which were there. So there were time when I used to fumble and I used to get nervous while I am in the stage. So slowly I started developing that in the college time. And later I started appearing after my graduation, that is 2018, for the CDS entries. So although I was managing studies and also competitive exam, so I was not able to manage, and then I was not able to clear that initially CDS. But later I was able to clear the CG CAT exam, which was introduced by a Coast Guard entry. Then there also I went and for the PSB entry for screen in, then PSB I have cleared. Then also again I appeared for the FSB. After clearing the PSB, I interacted with Sir that time to get the guidance, and slowly in the month during the 2021 last month, I started interacting with Sir and I enrolled with the program of NFA. After that, I literally got benefited in that program. What I can say. So I will take the reference like the initial interaction with Sir, the first interview which I had. So clearly, I am able to judge my personality in that respect. That is the best part which I have experienced, and then I got the input. Later, I inculcated those things, and Sir asked me that time. I remember clearly. So I have to prepare the routine plan every day. I have to organize my life. I have to be disciplined. So those things were there much more better way I was able to prepare. And again, I appeared for twice the SSB. Again, I went up till the conference time. So, but again, didn't favor me, but it's okay. But I have learned many things that time. And then I cleared the PSB, I remember, and FSB, and also I went. So there also I was not selected. Later I came back and I gave my review to Sir. After that, I have to take some tough decisions because I have some responsibility at home. So I was working as first in 2018. I passed my graduation. After that, 2020, I passed my masters. Then I was working as scientific writer in a Pune company. So all these things, whatever is happening, I was in the working profession that time. So along with my work, I was preparing for the NFA. After coming from the work, I was taking part in NFA group activity, and I have made good friends here also. So I feel that some of will be there here also. Then during my job curriculum, like I was working as a scientific writer, then I switched to academic job. That is, I worked as a lecturer in a university later. Like 1 year after 2020, I worked 1 year for scientific writer in Springer Nature. Then I shifted to as a lecturer in the university. That time I started taking coaching from Nehru sir. So slowly the things get refined in me. So then eventually, when I was last conference out, after that I have to take one decision, because as I was in a teaching profession, so there was a thing ki I have to do higher studies to stay in this period, because that is the thing where I am supporting my family. So in the sideline, I was thinking I will be giving the exam. So I given the exam during my job, but I was not selected. But later, after my exhaustion of my direct attempts, then I started appearing for PhD interview, as I was a pharma graduate and then masters in medicinal chemistry. After that, I I took up something, what you can say. I started appearing for PhD interviews. So initially, I was rejected by IIT Roorkee. I remember IIT Delhi also. I didn't. I was doing job and I was managing time that time. So there also I was not selected, but later eventually I was selected in DRDO Institute of Nuclear Medicines, that is in Delhi. So, but there only one vacancy was there for the research position, I remember. So I was waitlisted there, and eventually after that I was selected for Triple IIT, for Triple IIT Delhi for my PhD, and later eventually I cracked the IIT Madras interview. So the key point is, after selecting the IIT Madras also, I was keen in managing time and those things, whatever I have learned in the NFA group activity. So that I inculcated in myself that time. And what I can say, after the tenure of 6 months, like that, I completed my coursework. Generally in PhD, we have to complete our coursework. So there I excelled in my academics. I secured a decent CGPA, above 9. And there is something called Prime Minister's Research Fellowship, where India's top 25 colleges students get in PhD. There they get a handsome amount of like scholarship, around 70 to 80. Apart from that, they get the additional research grant for their research. So eventually, I was selected in 2023 March for the Prime Minister's Research Fellowship. All over India, 300 candidates that time selected, and slowly I progressed towards my research career. So currently, my work revolves around development of machine learning and artificial intelligence tools for personalized cancer therapy. So these are the academics part. So now I was. So these are the things which I have learned. So I am here. Initially I was not able to think what I will say, but yeah, up till now, are you able to catch up with my journey? So
Yeah,
the
please
thing.
confirm that you are with him on the same page.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Can
sir.
we see you?
Want to see me?
Okay.
Yeah, I am very
Yeah,
much visible. Yeah,
yeah.
Akshat, you getting the points? What he's telling?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He can proceed. Yeah, Suraj, please go ahead.
Yeah. Now, now the things which I have learned and how I am applying in my life, I will be focusing on that. So there were certain events which we used to carry out in our NFA group activity. First of all, discipline in life. So I will say I used to wake up early, like 5 o'clock in the morning. I used to go running for the my this activity, that SSB preparation. I remember. Then from 8 o'clock, I have to travel for my job, like 1.5 hour far away. And evening time, I used to come back at 8. And after that, I used to take part in NFA activity. And slowly, I inculcated those things while I was interacting with people. So that discipline thing is also inculcated in me after the NFA activities also, when I am doing PhD. Like I have to manage my studies in this profession, that is PhD. We have to take classes also, and we have to go out and teach to other students as well. And sometimes it's very important to manage and discipline yourself. Then during my preparation also, my concentration has increased, because in the lecture series, if you remember, if you are taking part every time, so we have to talk about the recent happenings. We have to talk about continuously for 3 minutes. So that things, when we are talking and another person is listening, we're able to understand what is going on. And this helped me, I clearly remember, in my SSB interview when the group discussion was happening. So there things were slowly kept on improving in myself. I clearly remember. And there are another things also, like when we are preparing for the group planning exercise, so we have to take quick decisions, right? So when I came here, I have also to take the quick decision about taking my steps forward. Like my SSB attempts are going, it is almost finished, so what else I can take. And slowly I get into this PhD program, and I am in a very good mentor. Means here the professor who is mentoring me is one of the renowned scientists, and he is quite what you can say, good to go person. So keeping him in mind, so we are working in that way. There are teamwork projects also which where we are working. So every week, say for example, as in the NFA, we used to discuss in the group discussion like picture persistent description test, then our general group discussion. Same thing applies here as well, what I find. So every week we have our research club journal meeting where we discuss about recent scientific discoveries, whatever the recent literature or paper came. So every week we used to have. So during that discussion, those things are inculcated. Like we used to find out the flaws in the current research, or we try to find out something new, that what people are not doing, what people are not focusing. So if you are regular in those things, na, like SSB, maybe I did not crack it, I know, but I know that the qualities which I have taken from it, it has helped me a lot in various aspects, and it is giving me an extra edge above the others. I clearly remember when I took admission here after clearing the interview. So there was an orientation session where all the faculties were sitting in the first two rows and all the admitted students were sitting at the back side. And the faculty has asked us to introduce. So maximum people have introduced themselves sitting back only. But I was a person, being a defense aspirant, I went in front and I started explaining myself. Like I am this, I came from here, like initial introduction. So that was the thing which gives you confidence when you are going to an outside world. And here people are very much shy. If you go outside, if you see, they will not come up, or even if you ask them, so sometimes this will not come. So those things were there that time. I was able to do. And more thing is that, as few more things are there, like patience and perseverance. Like in the research, as I am in my research journey, so as I said, I did my pharmacy, bachelor in pharmacy, like pharma industry. I used to pharmaceutical products I used to work upon. Later, I did my master's in chemistry. Now I am working on computational things. So I have a drastic change in my core work area. And for that, I have to learn from the scratch every time when I am gone to from one profession to another, like other domains. Later, it all connects to one another. So right now, I am also in a journey of learning, and slowly we are able to generate certain amount of good work. So recently, I have my this PMRF review panel where the all over India's few faculties interviewed me regarding my work progress, and I got decent comments from them that how our work is going. So these things are there. The learning perspective, what we used to train in the SSB preparation, if I remember, in NFA group activity, we used to build each other. I remember, like in the lecture series, in the group discussion series, and moreover, is there after 1 or 2 week interval, we have to send the report to sir. I clearly remember. I used to constantly improve and improve my running speed, then my eating habit, everything I used to manage, and I used to report to sir. And every time sir used to tell that call me, we will discuss. And later, slowly my things get streamlined, and I was able to manage everything properly. And I'm happy that I got what you can say, benefited from this program. I can remember those days. Yeah, these things are there. Life is tough, but I will not say that I failed, but I have learned with my mistakes. And right now, where I am, I'm going to contribute to the society in my possible way. So currently, as I'm working on my cancer research, specifically, I'm working on some proteins which are involved in cancer, and specifically the proteins which are core responsible for the this cancer thing. So we are doing some computational studies on that, and I hope that in future we will come up with better therapeutic options. Because recently, the work which I am continuing, my senior was working on glioblastoma, that is a brain cancer. So she got recently graduated PhD, and she went to recently another professor from Harvard University they absorbed her. So I am continuing that work. So I will be working on lung cancer, cervical cancer, and all. So currently, these are the things which is keeping me going. Like I was not able to serve wire defense, but now I am passionate enough to serve my country in another perspective, like serve in the what you can say healthcare sectors. So these are the things. I hope you are able to grasp what I am able to see. Any questions or any queries?
Yes, yes, it was an inspiring journey.
Yeah.
You told that you will wish to contribute in cancer sector.
Yogita, I will take on, no problem.
Yes, 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 sir. Yes, sir.
अच्छा सूरज ये बताओ जब
Yes,
आप
sir.
हमारे पास आए so and you interacted with me, you got a feedback, you got a roadmap on what to work upon, and you made a routine for yourself which you sent to me. I remember you were always a sincere guy. So how were you able to get on with the routine which you had planned for yourself straight away from day one? Or did it take you 1 or 2 weeks to settle down in the kind of routine that you had made for yourself?
Okay. Yeah. From the day one, I remember you took my interview at morning 4:30 a.m. So, I clearly remember. So after like 10 o'clock, like 4:30 interview happened, and around 9:30 or 10, I got my feedback. At that point, I got to know my limitation on the points area where I have to work. Like I have like 1 or 2 hours to make up my mind how things I have to do. And after 1 or 2 days, I remember, I sent you a routine which was not perfect that time. So you again send me, you have to improve this part, you have to do improvised version. Then again I send it, and later you approved it, and later I started working. So it took me hardly 2 to 3 days to get into that routine thing. And slowly I started running as I was following your book. I clearly remember when I started running, I was imagining I was reading that book also. That book I still carry with me. It is in my work desk also. So I used to imagine you that you are pushing me via that. Like every time I clearly remember, even if you are a beginner in the running, start running like 2 kilometers. Slowly, gradually, you increase your pace. I clearly remember, and slowly I inculcated that, and I was able to manage that pace like in about 1 and 2 months or so. And slowly, every double weekly, that is after 2 weeks, I used to give you update regarding that, and I was able to manage everything that time. So yeah, I initially started like I was not able to run for continuous 2 kilometer, but there was a time when I was able to catch up with the 5 kilometer things also, and there was a time when I ran for 8 kilometers regularly as well. Yeah. So it, yeah, yes sir.
Very fine. So now tell me, think back, your daily productivity by following this planned routine, approximately how much percentage wise it went up?
Okay. Yeah. So percentage wise, I would say I was able to give my 80% of that, and I was trying to improve it. So there was a time when I had to read the newspaper. I used my time that time, like while traveling in the bus, I used to tell sir that I will be managing time for reading newspaper. That time I have to work upon the next day lectures as I was a teaching profession. So those things also I have to manage. And after coming back from the office, so I used to come back by 7:30 or 8. After that, I used to take what you can say rest and bath, everything. And then I used to, with 100% energy, I used to take part in the NFA activity. So I would say that if I would be able to, what you can say, because I have to balance both the thing,
No,
work
no,
profession.
sorry interrupting you. I will
Yes, sir.
reword my question.
Yes,
I
sir.
am saying that you see, you had a level of productivity before you joined up for our program.
Yes, sir.
And there was a level of productivity which you attained.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
did you attain the high level of productivity straight away, or there was some gestation period that, to get on with the things in the proper way?
So initially, I faced hurdles. I remember, like 1 week time when I started following the routine and also managing things. but slowly I keep up with the pace, and I was able to manage almost everything in that 24 hours. I was able to complete my sleep. I was able to work for my next day lectures. I was able to contribute to the group activity. So I would say that I attained a level of 90 to 95% perfectly with the daily activity, and the productive level was also increased.
In approximately how much of time since you're joining the program?
Uh, I joined, clearly remember, I joined in the January session, and I had a SSB conference on the May. In about 1 month only, I was able to slowly catch up with the pace that
Oh,
time.
okay. So
Yes, sir.
1 month was the sort of a gestation period for you to get on the right track, and
Yes,
then
sir.
you are moving on that track. That's very, very fine.
Yes,
Now
sir.
the next question comes is that pre No Frills Academy program and post No Frills Academy program, how much your daily productivity went up in percentage wise?
Okay.
Because your time utilization and all became more efficient.
Yes, sir.
You were pushing yourself, you know, some amount of procrastination, some amount of laziness was going off, you know. So how much did it go up?
Percentage wise, if I clearly remember, before joining the NFA, so I was a person who used to wake up and rush for the college office like that. That thing got eliminated. I used to wake up 5 o'clock in the morning. I used to go for running, and I used to complete my regular exercise running activity by 7:50 dot 15. And after taking bath and breakfast, like 15-20 minutes, I used to get out from my home to my office. I remember, and while traveling also, instead of listening or talking, I used to listen to the news channels or something. I used to read that is got eliminated from the previous version. And while I was in the office at that time, I did not used to think about extra thing. I used to fully focus on my remaining period. Like next, I used to have 2 or 3 hours of classes, so I used to dedicate those 8 to 9 hours in that zone only. I was fulfilling
So,
whatever
Suraj, we
responsibilities
have
I had.
understood that. We have
Yes, sir.
understood that your utilization of time became very good over a period of time. In a matter of month or so, you had settled down into an optimum time utilization. Your efficiency is high. I
Yes,
am
sir.
saying how much your efficiency level went up on a daily basis before the program started.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
So before, if I was in a 50% of my productivity level, I went up to 95% of level, I will say, after joining
Okay.
this. Yes.
Okay, very fine. Now tell me that since you and I have not been in regular touch, is your efficiency level continuing at that 95% level, or has it come down to something like 80-85% level?
I would be true to this, sir. It has reduced to like 70% now.
70%.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So that means if you would have continued your life in the 95% zone, was it sort of burdensome on a daily basis? लगता था थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही चल रहा है कुछ?
No, it wouldn't be a burdensome. It is because of no, sir. It won't be burdensome.
Burdensome नहीं है. तो फिर 80% पे क्यों आ गया? 70% पे क्यों आ गया? What's the reason for that?
Uh, the reason is me myself, sir. I am currently working on all those things, sir. Because once I get detached from this, then the what you can say, yeah, it's from my mistakes only. So I will be getting into shape in that respect.
No,
It
no, no,
has
I'm
reduced.
not putting it. I'm not
Yeah,
putting you on the defensive. So,
yeah.
okay. So I take it that maybe that when you have a very clear cut goal, which is energizing you to achieve that, then a higher level of efficiency is easier to maintain when you don't have a very clear cut goal in front of you.
Yes, sir.
So maybe as a friend, I can advise you to keep creating your own goals because time in life is limited.
Yes, sir.
You see, you can have very discernible goals at your young age. See, someone at my stage at 64, you know, a lot of people not doing anything. Fine. So I have to keep creating goals for myself, keep making my plans to attain them, and that's how it keeps going.
Yes, sir.
Fine.
That's
So
absolutely true. Yes, sir.
yeah. So that is something which you may like to do. But what I remember of you is a sincerity of a very high order. You are a very open and very sincere person. There is nothing artificial about you, right from day one. Now, have you, were you always like that? Or over a period of time, you have become like that and you felt it's a good way to be?
Uh, Sir, over a period of time, certain things in life happen, like when the responsibilities are there. So you have no choice. You have to be sincere in whatever you do. Currently, whatever I am earning with my PhD, I am proudly say that I am supporting my own education. I am supporting my sister's education. I am also contributing to my family regular expenses. So this, since if I am not sincere, I am taking what you can say people's money to do research, and I'm get earning, and I'm able to contribute. That sincerity comes from that feeling, sir. So I was slowly from the childhood, I was being taught that whatever you do it full 100%, otherwise it's no point to what you can say do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
very sure you would be absolutely sincere with your students. If you don't know a thing, you would be stating that, no, I don't know, I'll have to check up.
Yes, sir, absolutely, sir.
Very good. I'm so proud of you, Suraj.
Thank you so much,
So,
sir.
Suraj, tell me, how has your experience been with the students, and what kind of image you have with the students?
Yes, sir. So, like I,
Like in your self-description, it was one additional column was there. Now, what your students think about you?
yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes,
Yeah.
sir. So I remember whenever I am explaining to my students, so I used to consider the whole class as a single. Like there was a good student and there was a average students are there. So I used to teach them in a way that everyone should catch up. So after I went down and came here, still I am in touch with those students. And I clearly remember there is after 6 months, the students have to give reviews about the faculties or teachers who are teaching them. So interestingly, after like spanning 6 months with the students there in the university, I got a decent what you can say rating like 4.5. And after 6 months, I got increment also in my salary hike like 10% regarding that. So those things are, I have got good comments from the students. And there was one incident I remember, like a senior group of students that time they asked especially me for taking their chemistry classes that time. So I have built a good relation because I used to take some extra classes for the chemistry topics. So yeah, I have a positive sense. And there were students who used to comment me, sir, because of your teaching only, I have taken up chemistry as my master's subject also. They are still in touch with me, and they have a overall a positive aspect. And as I am in IIT and I also got that PMRF, so PMRF only few people get in this thing. So they sometimes text me, sir, we also want to uh, do that. And there is one part in my PMRF that I have to take 50 hours of classes outside my IIT to cater our knowledge, whatever we learn. So I took up those college like where I taught them. Recently, I did the workshop, and you won't believe there were 300 participants in that where they came to learn like new computational technique which I am learning, and they gave a very good comment, sir.
Oh, thank you,
Yes,
Suraj.
sir.
Thanks a lot. Suraj, was about all I had to say. I will ask you one more thing, and then I'll leave you open to answer the questions raised by the students. You have spent reasonable time with us, and you and I have interacted quite often. A large number of my students don't interact with me that much. I mean, they would be having their own reasons. I wouldn't go into that. You tell me, what would be your advice to the youth, you are yourself a young guy, as to what they should be focusing upon and how they should build their career to get success?
Yeah. So the problem with current thing is कि generally people hesitate if they did wrong. I also used to hesitate, but there was a feeling I have to do something. So my advice will be, even if you are hesitant that you did not fulfill your target today, maybe next day you will do, but whatever after 1 week time or 2 week time, whatever progress you made, you have jotted down the point, interact with sir, because the inputs after that 1 or 2 weeks we get, because I clearly remember after 2 weeks of interval I used to give the update. I also used to tell there what sorts of thing I did not able to fulfill that time. So sir just used to say thanks for the detailed information and please call to discuss. So that time we had a quite often discussion regarding that, what else we can do. And I used to sir promise sir and myself to that time also that I will be improving this in future. And that time when after another 2 weeks, like 4 weeks went, then I used to see the difference. And whenever I am interacting with sir, and there is a confidence building is coming up. And the thing is that you will have confidence, and also you are true to yourself and to sir. Same thing will be reflected when you are appearing for SSB in future. That is the advice I will give. Ki, be open about. Sir is here to build us up for the challenges which we will face in the real scenario.
Thank you very much, Suraj. I have nothing more to ask. You're open to questions from the students. Please go ahead, ask your questions, settle your doubts. He's a young guy just like you.
Thank you so much, sir. It was
Most
really nice
welcome.
interacting with you, sir, after so long.
Always a pleasure, Suraj.
Yeah.
Always.